Everyone, it's me again, Dr. Rao. I hope you are doing good, and we'll be continuing with cell biology. The topic today is rough endoplasmic reticulum. The introduction has already been covered in the last video, so if you have any doubts, you can refer to the same. So we have already studied that an endoplasmic reticulum has two basic classification or two broad classification. First is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and then second is rough endoplasmic reticulum. So starting with the RER, the topic of this lecture. So in structure, the rough endoplasmic reticulum is greatly convoluted and flattish sealed sacs. It is continuous with the nuclear membrane. So a flashback to the last video again. If you remember, we discussed a diagram in which the endoplasmic reticulum was attached to the perinuclear membrane, and we did discuss about it. So this is what we are talking about in this point. The next is that we already know that the rough endoplasmic reticulum is called rough because it has a ribosome studded to it. Okay, but the important thing here is that they are studded only in its outer surface, that is the surface in contact with the cytosol. This is a multiple choice question, very important and should be noted down. Now these ribosomes are known as membrane bound ribosomes and are firmly attached to the outer cytosolic side of endoplasmic reticulum. So in an average liver cell, there are roughly 13 million ribosomes. So imagine the incidence, they are so common. And rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are found, the density is higher near the nucleus and the Golgi apparatus. Why is that so? Because that is where the function mainly takes place. It works in very close proximity with the nucleus and the Golgi apparatus. That's why it is found nearer to them. Now moving to the functions of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now we already know that endoplasmic reticulum is related to making of proteins, polypeptides and amino acids. But rough endoplasmic reticulum, at a very early age, it recognizes the destination labels attached to them. That means, suppose rough endoplasmic reticulum is like a bus conductor. Okay, so at a very early stage, it goes to each amino acid and asks where you are supposed to go and labels it. So that eases the process a lot. Next, they make proteins that are used by all the other organelles, that is plasma membrane, Golgi apparatus, vesicles, vacuoles, lysosomes. So basically all the cell functioning takes place by the proteins made in endoplasmic reticulum itself. That is the rough endoplasmic reticulum we are talking about. Next is that the proteins may be, it may be delivered to the endoplasmic reticulum for further rectification, or they might be processed in the membrane itself. And in the lumen, some proteins have sugar groups added to them, and by adding the sugar groups, they form glycoproteins. That is, sugar plus protein is equals to glycoprotein. Now if you can see here, glycoprotein is something which has sugar chains attached to it. So this happens in the RER. Another very important thing that happens is formation of hemoglobin. Now hemoglobin is very important to us. You always know that when you go to the doctor is like, please check your hemoglobin. You might be anemic, and hemoglobin is very much responsible for the, actually it is only responsible for the oxygen carrying capacity of the cell. Now this hemoglobin is formed in the endoplasmic reticulum, the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It has 4 polypeptide chains. Now polypeptide chain is what? Protein. This is brought together with a metal group. Which is that metal group? Heme, and that is iron. When this combines, a hemoglobin molecule is formed. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is actually the protein folding unit of the cells. In the lumen of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, the proteins are folded, and because of this folding of the protein only, the specific pattern of lock and key, that is the recognition and linking sites, are formed. So how does the enzyme know that this should be the pattern of the lock? This is done by the folding of the protein in the endoplasmic reticulum. Very important is the quality control. Because of this quality control and this folding quality of endoplasmic reticulum, a lot of diseases takes place. So it has an amazing process of quality control. Proteins are subjected to the quality control check, and any that are found to be incorrectly formed or incorrectly folded even, they are rejected. Now these rejects, where are they stored? They are stored in the lumen of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the rejects are further broken down into amino acids so that the amino acids could be reused. Now there is a very important entity known as endoplasmic reticulum stress response. You don't need to go into the detail, but all you need to know is that whenever there is an unfolded protein, it goes into an unfolded protein response. Okay, now when and why there is an unfolded protein? That can happen if there is improper calcium regulation in the body, there is glucose deprivation, and or even if a normal viral fever infection. Okay, so this can lead to endoplasmic stress, and in this state what happens is there is an increased amount of unfolded proteins. So when there will be increased amount of unfolded proteins, all the unfolded proteins will be rejected and the cell will not be able to function properly. So this stress is emerging as a potential cause of damage in hypoxia, ischemia, insulin resistance, and other disorders like cardiac disorders. So what we are trying to say is, because of this stress response only, all these diseases are taking place. And in the recent times, Alzheimer's is also said to be related to this stress response only. Now few examples I would like to give you. You all know smoking is very bad for health. Okay, so smoking causes a lot of diseases, one of which is emphysema. So in emphysema, which is a lung problem, what happens is the endoplasmic reticulum continuously keeps on rejecting the incorrectly folded protein. So the protein is wrongly folded as a result of receiving an altered genetic message, and this altered genetic message actually happens because of the smoking byproducts that are present in the body. So a normal looking bronchiole and alveoli should look like this, but because of that it starts looking like this. So you can see the disease. What can it do? So the required protein is never exported from the lumen to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, hence the function does not take place only. Now even the scientists are saying that even HIV is because of this stress response only. Okay, so a very huge disease, that is cystic fibrosis, it actually happens because of this quality control only. How? What happens is, it is caused by there's a type of cystic fibrosis which is caused by a missing single amino acid, which is phenylalanine, and without this single amino acid, the protein which is there, which contains a lot of amino acids and one of them is missing, the protein can still work well. Okay, but what happens is the quality control section, it spots the error and rejects the protein. So the protein is in the lumen only and it is never taken out for the function to happen. So in this case what happens is, the person with cystic fibrosis, he or she loses completely, he does not have a product at all, not even a second grade quality. So if the person could have survived with a second grade quality, but when there is nothing only, so that is where he loses. Now coming down to the method of transport. So in the rough endoplasmic reticulum, a ribosome is responsible for the transport, and ribosome only binds once a specific protein nucleic acid complex forms in the cytosol, and the nucleic acid responsible here, it comes from the nucleus of the cell. Another thing is that the membrane of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, it forms a large double membrane sheet that is located near and continuous with the outer layer of nuclear membrane. So because of the connection with the nuclear membrane, the transport can easily take place between the nucleus and the endoplasmic reticulum. The third way of transport is membrane contact sites. So if you see in the picture here, there are contacts between the nucleus, the Golgi apparatus and the endoplasmic reticulum, and these contacts help in the transport of the materials. So because they are closely related, so the transfer is very easily taken place. Now, why does the protein, it actually goes from the rough endoplasmic reticulum to the Golgi body? That is because for finishing. Okay, the protein is made, now it has to be finished, and that is done in the Golgi apparatus. Now they are conveyed in the vesicles or possibly directed between the ER and the Golgi surfaces, and after finishing only they are delivered to the specific location. So if you can see, this is a chart showing that various proteins are sent to the various locations where they are actually needed. So in brief of whatever we talked about right now, the nucleus and rough endoplasmic reticulum together make some protein. The protein goes to the Golgi body for finishing, and then to the finally to the place where it is needed in the cell. So that's all about rough endoplasmic reticulum that we need to study. And till then, keep watching Edupedia World videos, and if you have any doubts, please do list in the comments below. I would love to answer your questions. And please like the video, share it, subscribe it. Please do share it if you like it, so that we can go on making more videos. Till then, it is me, Dr. Aprajita Rao, signing off. Bye.